All right, so get this. We're diving into AI and clinical trials this time. And you know how we're always hearing about those awesome medical discoveries?
Right.
But then it feels like forever before they actually help people.
Yeah.
Well, AI might be the key to speeding things up.
It's fascinating how AI is really poised to kind of like flip the script on what's been a really frustrating trend.
Okay, so you've got my attention. Let's unpack this.
Sure.
We're
Yeah.
talking about how AI is being used to improve clinical trials
Yeah.
from the ground up, right?
Absolutely.
Not just drug discovery, but like the entire process.
The whole process. Yeah, think about it. Bringing a new drug to market can take over a decade.
Oh, wow.
And a huge chunk of that time and money is spent on clinical trials, which, as you know, are becoming increasingly complex.
Yeah, and I've heard the term Eroom's law thrown around. Honestly, I haven't really grasped what it means, like, for me personally.
Yeah, so Ebrams' law basically says that drug development is getting slower and more expensive over time.
Okay.
In fact, the number of new drugs approved per $1 billion spent on research is halving every 9 years.
Wow.
So that's potentially life-saving drugs taking longer to reach you
Right.
and becoming increasingly expensive.
Okay, so that really puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
So AI is stepping in to try and tackle this challenge head on.
Exactly.
Okay.
And one of the most exciting areas is trial design.
Okay.
Researchers are using AI algorithms to help design more effective trials from the get-go.
Algorithms designing trials? That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It might sound futuristic, but it's happening right now.
Wow.
For example, imagine an algorithm that analyzes data from past trials to predict the likelihood of a new trial succeeding before it even starts.
Hold on, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So instead of relying on guesswork, researchers can use AI to essentially stack the deck in favor of success?
In a way, yes.
Wow.
These algorithms can identify potential issues early on,
Okay.
optimize trial parameters,
Right.
and even suggest which patient populations are most likely to benefit from the treatment being studied.
So that's trial design.
Yeah.
But what about patient recruitment? That's
Yeah.
always been a huge bottleneck, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how do you even find people who fit the very specific criteria for a trial?
Right.
And then how do you keep them engaged throughout the whole process?
You're hitting on a major pain point.
Yeah.
Recruitment is often a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's one area where AI is already making a significant impact.
So how does AI come into play here? Is it like a matchmaking service
Yeah.
for clinical trials?
Kinda?
Connecting the right patients with the right studies?
Yeah, you could say that. Imagine searching for a clinical trial that's relevant to your specific condition as easily as you search for something on the internet.
Right.
AI is paving the way for that to become a reality.
That would be a game changer, especially for people with rare diseases who often struggle to find trials they qualify for.
Absolutely. AI can analyze patient data and match them to suitable trials,
Okay.
even ones they might not have been aware of. And it can even go a step further, predicting which patients are most likely to drop out of a trial,
Wow.
allowing researchers to intervene early and provide additional support.
So it's not just about finding patients, it's about keeping them engaged and supported throughout the whole trial. That's huge.
Yeah.
But what about the data itself?
Yeah.
Clinical trials generate mountains of information.
Right.
How is AI being used to make sense of all that data?
Data analysis is another area where AI is absolutely shining.
Okay.
Think of it as like a detective, sifting through mountains of evidence, looking for clues that humans might miss.
Right.
AI can analyze trial data much faster
Okay.
and more efficiently than humans identifying patterns and trends that could lead to breakthroughs.
So instead of researchers spending months poring over spreadsheets,
Right.
AI can do the heavy lifting and highlight the most important findings.
Exactly. We're talking about potentially shaving months, even years,
Wow.
off the analysis phase, which could mean getting new treatments to patients that much faster.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and we've already seen this in action during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
AI played a critical role in analyzing data from vaccine trials,
Oh, wow.
contributing to the rapid development and rollout of these life-saving vaccines.
So AI was right there on the front lines helping to accelerate
to.
the development of those vaccines. That's incredible.
Absolutely.
This is all so fascinating, but I have to admit, part of me is a little wary. I mean, we're talking about AI making decisions about healthcare, about people's lives.
Sure.
How do we ensure that this technology is being used responsibly and ethically?
You raise an important point, and we'll be diving deeper into the ethical considerations and challenges surrounding AI and healthcare in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so we've established that AI has the potential to like supercharge almost every aspect of clinical trials,
Yeah.
from design to recruitment to data analysis. But I'm really curious to learn about the specific tools and
Right.
platforms that are making all of this possible. I mean, this all sounds great in theory, but what's actually happening on the ground?
You're right. Let's get down to like brass tacks.
Yeah.
There are some remarkable tools already in use, each tackling a different piece of the clinical trial puzzle.
Yeah.
Take criteria to query, for instance.
Criteria to query, that name rings a bell. Didn't we touch on that earlier?
We did. It's a program that essentially acts as a universal translator,
Okay.
converting the eligibility criteria for a trial into a format that can be used to search patient databases.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge because it streamlines the process of finding suitable candidates.
So researchers no longer have to manually sift through mountains of patient records. It's like AI is doing the matchmaking, connecting the right patients with the right trials.
Exactly. And think about the impact this could have for trials focused on rare diseases.
Right.
Finding eligible participants for these trials can be like finding a needle in a haystack. But with AI, that haystack becomes much smaller and the needle much easier to find.
That's really exciting. And there's another tool, DQuest, that actually
Yeah.
puts the power in the hands of patients, right?
Absolutely. DQuest flips the script, empowering patients to take control of their own healthcare journey.
Okay.
It uses the same technology behind Criteria 2 Query to create a personalized search tool for clinical trials.
Right.
Patients answer a few questions about their condition, and the system matches them with trials that fit their criteria.
Wow. So it's like having a personal clinical trial concierge, no more endlessly scrolling through dense medical websites or feeling lost in a sea of information.
Exactly, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
There's also Trial GPT,
Why GPT?
a project from the National Institutes of Health,
Okay.
which is using a large language model to match patients with trials based on their medical information ranking trials by suitability.
It seems like these tools are really starting to change the way patients engage with clinical research, breaking down those barriers and making it more accessible for everyone.
That's the goal. And speaking of breaking down barriers, one of the most exciting developments in this space is the emergence of digital twins. Have you heard about this?
Digital twins? That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi novel, but I have to admit I'm intrigued.
It's a fascinating concept with the potential to drastically reduce the number of participants needed in a trial. Essentially, companies like Unlearn
Okay.
are using AI to create virtual representations of patients or digital twins
Okay.
based on their initial data.
Hold on, I need a bit more explanation here. So these digital twins are basically virtual stand-ins for real patients.
Yes. Researchers can use these digital twins to predict how a patient might have responded if they were in the control group of a trial rather than the experimental group. This means you might not need as many actual patients in the control arm of the study.
So instead of having a large group of people receiving a placebo, you can use these digital twins to simulate those outcomes. That's mind-blowing.
It is, and think about the implications for drug development. Unlearn estimates that this technology could reduce the number of control group patients needed by up to 50%, making trials faster and more efficient.
That's a huge leap forward, and I imagine it could be beneficial for patients too, since it reduces their chances of being assigned to the placebo group.
Precisely. And it could also accelerate the process of getting new treatments approved and available to the wider population. But digital twins are just one piece of the puzzle. We also have tools focused on keeping patients engaged once they've enrolled in the trial. Dropout rates can be a major problem.
Yeah, I can see how staying motivated throughout a lengthy trial could be challenging, especially if you're dealing with a serious illness.
Exactly. But AI is being used to tackle this challenge too. For example, some systems can analyze data to predict which patients are most likely to drop out, allowing researchers to intervene early and provide extra support.
So it's like having a safety net for participants, catching potential issues before they become major problems. I love that proactive approach.
Me too. And then there are AI-powered chatbots that can provide 24/7 support to patients, answering their questions and guiding them through the trial process.
Chatbots really, I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical. Can a chatbot really replace the human touch in healthcare?
Well, some studies suggest that healthcare professionals actually prefer answers provided by certain AI chatbots like ChatGPT over those given by human doctors in a forum setting. Of course, it's still early days, but the potential is there for chatbots to play a valuable role in patient education and support.
That's fascinating. So not only can AI analyze data and design trials, but it can also communicate directly with patients, offering personalized guidance and support. We're really starting to see the full spectrum of AI's capabilities in healthcare.
Absolutely. And it's not just individual tools. We're seeing the emergence of whole platforms that integrate many of these AI approaches into a single system.
Okay, so tell me more about these platforms. Who are the major players in this space?
There are several companies making waves, but two that stand out are Intelligent Medical Objects and KGAI Intelligent Medical Objects has developed a platform that helps researchers design and manage trials using AI, their tool. Auto Criteria can extract eligibility requirements from clinical trial descriptions and organize them into a user-friendly format. This data then feeds into other AI modules within the software, such as tools for finding trial sites and predicting trial outcomes.
So it's like having an AI-powered command center for clinical trials.
Exactly. And then there's KGAI, who are developing a product called TrialMine. Imagine a chatbot that can answer your questions about trial design and even help you with tasks like writing code for data analysis. It's like having a team of data scientists at your fingertips.
Wow, these platforms are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in clinical research. It seems like we're witnessing a convergence of several major trends: the rapid advancement of AI, the increasing complexity of clinical trials, and the growing demand for faster drug development. It's a really exciting time to be following this field.
I couldn't agree more. And it's important to remember that we're still in the early stages of this AI revolution. The next few years will be crucial in determining how these technologies are integrated into the healthcare system and what impact they ultimately have on patient care.
So what does this mean for the average person? What should we as patients and potential participants in clinical trials be thinking about as AI becomes more prevalent in this space?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll be exploring in our final segment. We'll delve deeper into the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, and we'll leave you with some thought-provoking questions to consider as you continue to learn about this rapidly evolving field.
Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, it's incredible to think about how far we've come in just a few short years. I mean, AI was once this like abstract
Yeah,
concept,
I know, right?
something out of science fiction.
Yeah.
But now it's right here, right now, poised to reshape the entire landscape of healthcare,
Right.
especially clinical trials.
It is remarkable how quickly AI has gone from the theoretical to the practical, and while we've explored the amazing possibilities it brings to the table, we need to acknowledge that this journey isn't without its bumps in the road.
You're right. It's like we're navigating uncharted territory.
Totally.
And with any new frontier, there are bound to be challenges. So let's talk about those bumps. What are some of the hurdles we still need to clear when it comes to AI and clinical trials?
One of the biggest challenges is figuring out how to share data securely and responsibly.
All right.
AI algorithms need vast amounts of data to learn and improve.
Right.
But accessing and sharing this data, especially sensitive patient information, can be a logistical and ethical minefield.
It's like a classic chicken and egg scenario. We need data to train AI algorithms that can potentially improve healthcare.
Right.
But accessing that data raises all sorts of privacy concerns.
Exactly. And striking that balance, ensuring that data is used ethically and responsibly while also fueling innovation is going to be crucial. There are initiatives underway to create secure data sharing platforms and develop techniques that protect patient privacy while allowing researchers to analyze data.
Okay.
But this is an ongoing conversation
Yeah.
that needs input from everyone involved: patients, researchers, ethicists, policymakers, the whole lot.
Collaboration seems to be the key word here.
Definitely.
We need everyone on board working together to navigate this complex landscape.
Absolutely.
But let's say we solve the data problem.
Okay.
What about the human element? I mean,
Okay.
how do we ensure that healthcare professionals are equipped to work alongside these AI systems? It's not like doctors are going to be replaced by robots anytime soon, right?
You're absolutely right. AI is a tool, a powerful one, but still a tool.
Right.
It's here to augment human capabilities, not replace human judgment and empathy. That's why investing in training and education programs for healthcare providers is essential. Doctors, nurses, and everyone involved in patient care need to understand how to use AI tools effectively, how to interpret the results, and how to integrate these insights into their decision-making.
It's about creating a synergy between human expertise and AI's analytical power. We're talking about a future where doctors and AI work side by side, leveraging each other's strengths to deliver the best possible care.
Precisely. And I think that's what makes this whole conversation so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about technology. It's about the potential to fundamentally transform healthcare, to make it more efficient, more personalized, more accessible for everyone.
Okay, I'm starting to get chills here, but let's bring it back down to earth for a moment. For the average person listening to this, someone who might not be a scientist or a doctor, what are some of the Why should they care about AI in clinical trials? How does this impact their lives?
That's a great question. And the answer is simple. This is about your health, your future, the health of your loved ones.
Hmm.
Imagine a world where new treatments are developed and approved faster, where diseases that once seemed incurable are now within reach of a cure. That's the power AI brings to the table.
It's not just about abstract scientific advancements, it's about real-world impact,
Yeah,
about hope for a healthier future.
exactly. And by understanding the potential of AI,
Mm.
by engaging in conversations about its role in healthcare, by advocating for responsible development and implementation of these technologies, you can be a part of shaping that future.
It's empowering to think that we're not just passive observers in this technological revolution. We have a voice, and we can use it to ensure that AI is used for good to improve healthcare for everyone.
Absolutely. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive,
We have.
from the intricate workings of AI algorithms to the broader societal implications. But the conversation is just beginning.
And I think that's the perfect note to end on. We've explored the incredible potential of AI, the challenges that lie ahead, the ethical considerations we must grapple with, and the profound impact this technology could have on our lives. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to AI in healthcare, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.